My name is Jonathan Parfrey. I'm the Director of Physicians for Social Responsibility here in Los Angeles. And this is, I think, a really kind of fun venue for us to be at, because it was at this very hall that I saw Peter Curran's film that he made, the Atomic
Filmmakers?
The Atomic Filmmakers that he screened here.
10 years ago.
10 years ago.
And we're having a 10th anniversary for the filmmakers in Las Vegas.
Well, I'm going to introduce you in a second, but so it's very nice that we're here in Hollywood, because sometimes we look for venues that are not quite downtown, but not quite the west side, and this might even be a little freeway friendly, but maybe there's no such thing as being truly freeway friendly in Los Angeles. So, tonight we're going to be, in the main, hearing from Philip COYLE, who is the former Assistant Secretary of Defense under Bill Clinton from the year 1992. Thank you, Phil. 94 to 2000. And, oh, 2-1, thank you. Dates. Okay, so, and Phil maybe could give his own bio later, but before we get to that, I wanted to tell you a little bit about Physicians for Social Responsibility. Michael Intriligator is in the room here, and he's a professor at UCLA, and Michael Bennett Ramberg, Phil and myself, we organized something called the Global Security Seminar at UCLA, and this takes place once a month, 11 times a year, where we bring in a scholar to talk about some of the national security and global security issues that are facing the world today. And we've had just a stellar number of people. In fact, we've had 52 presentations over the last few years. And so if you do not know about the series, I invite you to pick up the green sheet on this table, which is a list of our upcoming events. And we have listed on there 2 of our next speakers in June and July. So I do hope that you can attend that. Our organization is also hosting our national presidents coming into Los Angeles, Catherine Thomason, and she is speaking about her recent trip to Iran. And it's going to be at the home of Judith and Don Broder, who are here in the audience as well. And so if you're interested in attending this upcoming talk, please come see us. Catherine was there, and she went to some of the sensitive sites in Persia, spoke to a number of the people there. So I think that could be a very, very interesting evening. And also, because we're going to be talking about the main subject of the evening is the proposed new nuclear weapon, the Reliable Replacement Warhead, we have fact sheets here from our friends at Peace Action West. And so we say, this is Axel is here tonight with that organization. So if you want to say a word or two about Peace Action.
Sure. Well, my name is Axel Wolfbook. I'm a Deputy Political Director with Peace Action West here in Los Angeles. Peace Action West is basically the region's largest and oldest grassroots lobby organization for peace and security. We currently have campaigns that prevent the development of the reliable replacement warhead and proliferation of nuclear weapons in general. We also have campaigns to end the conflict in Iraq, as well as preventing warfare with Iran. And we have over 50,000 members in the region. West of the Mississippi would like to call. We used to be California's Peace Action Network. And so we're very glad that this event is happening. So thank Jonathan for making it possible.
Thanks, Axel. And we also have an article on the new warhead that's being developed by Phil COYLE, and that's also available on this table for you to take. And we, last but not least, our national organization has developed a fact sheet on the health implications of developing the new reliable replacement warhead, and that is available for you to take and peruse. Now, Peter, and I go back a number of years. I first went to go see your film Trinity and Beyond, which is an excellent film narrated by William Shatner.
That's right.
It's available in high definition widescreen now on DVD. And this is the quintessential film on nuclear weapon testing.
It made even more quintessential because you, in a way, without saying much, you convinced me that I needed a whole sequence on strontium-90 and all of that kind of stuff in the film, which I added after it came out.
Thank you. So I accosted him, and then he added these added features to his feature film. So that's what happened. So, but anyway, Peter's now created 4 other documentaries in addition to that, including Atomic Journeys, which he's going to be discussing, and I think he has a few of these DVDs available as well. But his films are sold widely over the internet. They're sold in many museums across the country, and in fact, I love this story. Is that Peter was given access to go into the archives at the Department of Defense and to go over their footage that they had created of their atmospheric tests, and he restored one of the films so well that they ended up reclassifying it as a secret because it told the story a little bit too well. But anyway.
I also won an Academy Award for the process that I developed because of restoring old films from the Defense Archives.
And you were also one of the filmmakers on Star Wars too, the first Star Wars.
Animator. I was an animator on Star Wars. I was a little kid, 17. A lot of people weren't born when Star Wars came out, but I was 17 and I slept there and worked on it the whole time.
Well, Phil is also an expert on Star Wars, of different kinds, so we'll talk about that. Anyway, so we introduced we have some film clips, and the reason why I asked Pete to come drive down here tonight and to share this with us is because if indeed the reliable replacement warhead is developed, it is very likely that these weapons will be tested. And I thought that it might be helpful to look at what an atomic test actually looks like. And we have some really amazing footage. These are underground tests that he's going to tell us about. So
yeah, Jonathan wanted me to pull some footage together on underground nuclear tests, and I immediately thought of Atomic Journeys. This was one of the documentaries that I had made, and it's kind of like a traveler's guide to nuclear test sites where you can go and visit where underground nuclear tests have been set off. Alaska was a little bit of a stretch, and yes, there were 3 underground nuclear tests done in Alaska. So many people don't know that, and no matter how many copies I sell, more people still don't know that. The pieces that I'm showing, a test called Faultless, which was done in Tonopah, Nevada, because they wanted to test some very large underground weapons, and they were having problems with shaking Las Vegas a little bit because of these weapons. So they took it to Tonopah. I'm guessing, and I'm not an expert like yourself, so I'm guessing that Faultless didn't work out so well, and they wanted to test a 5 megaton underground test of the Spartan missile, which my understanding at the time when nuclear weapons were being developed, that part of the testing, part of finishing them off, putting them into service, is that they had to test one, and they had this weapon that they wanted to test, and they'd kind of run out of places in the United States to test it, so they actually put it underground in Alaska. It was about a mile underground, and it created an earthquake on the scale of about 6.8 on the Richter scale, and over the next month after that, it had about 1,000 aftershocks. I'm going to show this, but like I said, these are parts from my from this one documentary. I've edited it down so you don't have to sit through the whole documentary. If you'd like to see it, I can tell you how to get a hold of it. So these are some sections.